Hi, my name is Wenting Gao. Today I'm going to talk about my reflection of MGMT5050. Through this course, I realized that the way I judge organizations has changed significantly. Before, I mainly evaluate organizations based on the perfect and efficiency. However, after this course, it's changed my understanding that responsible business is not only about financial outcome, but also about impact, responsibility, and long-term sustainability. I will use two examples from my own experience to show how my thinking has changed. My first example is a shift in how I understand the relationship between the business and the sustainability. Before taking this course, I believe that companies should focus on the perfect, while governments was responsible for the environmental issues. However, my perspective changed during this course. One moment that shot out to me was when I saw many large corporations have a higher GDP than some countries. This made me realize how much influence companies actually have in shaping behavior, production, and consumption. It made me rethink the role of business in society. This became even clearer when I recalled a documentary I had watched before, called Beyond Zero. At that time, I thought it was simply about a company improving its operations. But after I learned about CSR and ESG, I understood it differently. I realized that sustainability was not a cost, but a driver of innovation and long-term value. It's helped me to see that sustainability should be integrated into business strategy rather than treated as something separate. At the same time, I also recognize that this is not simple. These are still tensions between the economic goals and environmental outcomes. My second example comes from my internships in a wealth management company. I assist my mentor in evaluating clients' risk performance and recommending financial products. I remember my mentor explaining that some products are closely linked to performance targets, which can make decision more difficult. At that time, I accept this without thinking deeply about it. But after this course, I reflected it differently. I realized this situation involves an ethical tensions between meeting targets and prioritizing clients. It's not simply about right or wrong, but about making careful judgment under pressures. It's helped me understand that professionalism is not just about following instructions, but about recognizing those tensions and responding thoughtfully. Overall, this course has changed how I understand business and my role as a future professional. I now see business as closely connected to social and environmental responsibility. In the future, in sustainable situation where there are competing pressures such as performance target and client interest, I will not simply follow the existing practice. Instead, I will take time, question decisions, and consider their long-term impact on stakeholders. I would also be more willing to ask questions when I feel uncertain, rather than assume these existing decisions are always appropriate. Although this may not always be easy, I believe this awareness is an important part of becoming a responsible professional.